your host for Motor Week, John Davis.
Well, hello and welcome again to Motor Week. We're glad to have you with us. Suzuki pretty much started the current mini sport ute class in 1985 when they began importing the Samurai, and Suzuki reigned supreme until recent years when heavyweights Toyota and Honda charged into the compact SUV kingdom. But Suzuki is a small and scrappy company, and they want their crown back, so they've launched a counterattack with this all-new Grand Vitara. It not only includes a truck-style frame its competitors lack, but something else that could be the real power behind the throne. And that something else is power, real V6 power. Long a familiar feature in larger sport utility vehicles, but a true first for the rapidly growing compact sport ute class. Rather than the usual 2-liter or smaller 4-banger found on other mini 4x4s, Suzuki has equipped the 4-door only Grand Vitara with an all-new 2.5-liter 4-cam 24-valve V6 of its own design. Output is 155 horsepower and 160 pound-feet of torque. That beats Honda's uprated 99 CR-V by 9 horsepower and a significant 27 pound-feet of torque, while Toyota's RAV4 trails by 28 horsepower and 28 pound-feet of torque. And the Kia Sportage needs another 25 horses and 33 pound-feet of torque just to keep up. The Grand Vitara's V6 power is fed through either a 5-speed manual or our test vehicle's 4-speed automatic transmission, and on our 4-wheel drive model through a part-time 2-speed transfer case with fairly stiff shift-on-the-fly capability. The drivetrain is securely bolted into a new stiffer ladder-type frame, which rides on a new 5-link suspension in the rear and a revised McPherson strut design up front, all reaching the road through these standard 16-inch wheels wearing 235/65 R16 all-weather tires. Put this package on the pavement and it hits 60 in 10.1 seconds. The quarter mile takes 17.6 seconds, ending at 78 miles per hour. As with most overhead cam engines, power is strongest above 4,000 RPM, but you do feel the extra torque as soon as you hit the pedal. Shifts are very firm but sharp and solid. It's not as smooth as many larger V6 engines, but compared to its 4-cylinder competitors, the Suzuki V6 is a big leap ahead in refinement. Ditto the handling. The redesigned rear suspension gives the Grand Vitara a very car-like feel with little of the rolling top heaviness of most small sport utes. There is the expected front-end push and a slightly loose feel to the steering, but overall the Grand Vitara has a less truck-like feel than its competitors despite its more truck-like construction. Front disc and rear drum brakes with available ABS slow it from 60 miles per hour and an average of 117 feet. Pedal feel is a bit on the soft side, but we're pleased with the Grand Vitara's sedan-like stability. The same goes for daily driving. The ride is true sport ute firm, but again without a tipsy feeling. That, despite a healthy 8 inches of ground clearance, that along with the V6 engine's extra oomph should please off-road purists. Regular forays into the mud will, however, require the fitting of more aggressive tires, which will match up well with the Grand Vitara's robust truck styling. Shared with 2- and 4-door 4-cylinder Vitara models, the shape is big and beefy, but the Grand Vitara is only 164.6 inches long. Maybe a little too much beef comes from the heavy-looking lower body cladding, which we would delete since it detracts from the Grand Vitara's otherwise smooth modern lines. The inside is also very contemporary. In fact, it's Suzuki's best-looking and best-built interior ever. The seats are wider and thankfully more supportive than those of its sidekick predecessor, while the gauges are large and clear. We like the simple high-mounted ventilation controls, but can say little good about the busy, poorly sighted stereo switches. The rear seat is a mixed bag, having plenty of headroom for tall adults, but legroom better suited for younger passengers. The seat back splits and folds for extra cargo space, which measures 22.5 cubic feet with the seat up and 44.6 cubic feet with both sections folded, surprisingly less than its 4-cylinder competitors. But what it lacks in cargo room, it makes up for in real value. Grand Vitara prices start at $17,999 for a 2-wheel drive JS grade vehicle and climb to $20,999 for a 4-wheel drive JLX Plus like our test machine. That's the same as you'd pay for the other guy's 4-bangers and thousands less than mid-sized V6 powered 4-door sport utes. But it wasn't price as much as V6 power and the very capable new chassis that led Automobile Magazine to say that there's more sport in this sport ute than in the competition. And we agree, the new Suzuki Grand Vitara is an extremely capable machine. One that, in our opinion, makes scrappy little Suzuki a serious player in the sport utility market once again, putting the original king back on the mini sport ute throne. Coming up, Matchbox Madness.